This video will cover Chapter 2, Section 2 on circles, and we're going to be focusing on the center radius form of the equation of a circle. The center radius form of the equation of a circle is x minus h squared plus y minus k squared equals r squared. The h and the k are the coordinates of the center of the circle. The h is always being subtracted from the x. The k is always being subtracted from the y. H and k are numbers. All right, and they're going to be our coordinates for the center of our circle. The radius of the circle comes from taking the square root of r squared. If you see an equation that is in the form of x squared plus y squared equals r squared, then the center of that circle is always going to be 0, 0. So anytime you come across just x squared, there's no number being added or subtracted from it, then it's just 0. And if you just come across y squared, no number being added or subtracted to or from it, then that k value is 0. So the center would be at 0, 0 for x squared plus y squared. And we'll look at an example here in a minute of those. All right, we want to write the equation of a circle that has a center at -1, -2, and a radius of 3. So to write the equation given the center and the radius, you simply plug them in to the center radius form. When I look at the center, this first number, the x coordinate is my h value, the y coordinate is my k value, and then the radius of 3, r is 3. So we're going to plug those in. All right, the formula says x minus h. So h is -1 squared. Then y minus k, and k is -2. And then r is 3. And we're going to square it. So make sure you get the squared on each one. Now, if I can simplify what's in parentheses, I go ahead and simplify that. So x minus -1 becomes x plus 1. And make sure the whole quantity is squared. And then y minus -2 becomes y plus 2. Make sure that whole entire quantity is squared by putting it in parentheses. And then 3 squared is 9. This would be the center radius form of an equation of a circle with the center at -1, -2, and a radius of 3. All right, let's try some additional examples. All right, the next one says, write the equation of the circle with the center at 4, 9, and a radius of 8. So the x coordinate, that is my h value, the y coordinate, that is my k value, and then 8 is my r. So I'm going to plug those in, x minus h, which is 4, quantity squared, plus y minus k, which is 9, the entire quantity squared, equals 8 squared. If I can simplify it, I go ahead, but x minus 4 I can't simplify any further, so it is just going to stay x minus 4 squared, and y minus 9 I can't simplify that any further, so it simply stays y minus 9 squared, then 8 squared is 64. Looking at number 3, write the equation with the center at 6, 0, and a radius of 5. The x coordinate is my h, the y coordinate is my k, and 5 is my radius. When I plug that in, I'll have x minus h, which is 6, whole quantity squared, plus y minus k, which is 0, entire quantity squared, equals the radius squared. If I can simplify, I simplify. X minus 6, can't simplify that any further, so just bring it down, plus y minus 0. If I have y and I take nothing away from it, then I just have y. And if I take y and square it, I get y squared. And then 5 squared is 25. So this would be the center radius form of my circle. All right, now let's look at a few where we're given the equation and we want to find the center and radius and then graph the circle. All right, so if we're given the equation, we know that x plus or minus the number, and y plus or minus the number are going to give us the center, and then the square root of this number will give us the radius. Also, we learned from the previous page that if you have just x squared or just y squared, that h or k is 0. And you saw that on equation number 3 when we wrote that out, how the k was 0, therefore it left just y squared. So in this case, here the h is going to be 0. And remember, the form says y minus k. So in this case, k is 2. And then the radius is going to be the square root of 49, which is 7. And that would put the center of my circle at 0, 2, and my radius is 7. Now, to graph the equation, we first plot the center of our circle. So our center is going to be located at 0, 2. That means we go left or right, none, but we go up 2. All right, now the radius of a circle is the distance of the outer edge from the center. So in this circle, the outer edge is a distance of 7 from the center located at 0, 2. Now, the easiest way to get the circle graphed is to move left, right, up, and down a distance of 7. Otherwise, you're going to have to use the distance formula to find where the points are on the outer edges. All right, if you're moving diagonally from the center. So if we just move horizontally and vertically, we can get enough points to help us graph the circle. So from the center, I'm going to move right 7. I'm going to move up 7. I'm going to move left 7. And I'm going to move down 7. So I went right, up, left, and down. That gives me enough points that I can connect them to form a circle. And just do the best you can. I'm pretty terrible at drawing these circles. Mine always look like some kind of flattened egg or something. All right, but what I'll be looking for is, do you have the center plotted correctly, and do you have the 4 points to make the outer edge? Are they in the correct spot? The correct center, and did you go the correct radius? So I'll be looking for all 4 of those points. All right, let's look at the next one. So given the equation, we want to state the center and the radius. The center of this circle, all right, remember the form says x minus and y minus. So if there is a plus sign here, that meant that my h had to have been a negative number. So minus and negative becomes plus. All right, that means my center is going to be located at -5. And the same thing for k. The only way I can get a plus sign here is if that were a -3. So my center is going to be located at -5, -3. The radius would be the square root of 16, which is 4. All right, I'm going to go plot my center. So from the origin, I'm going to go left 5 and down 3. That's the center. And then the outer edge is a distance of 4, or a radius is 4. So from the center, I'm going to go right, up, left, and down 4 to get enough points to where I can draw the circle. So from the center, 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. And 1, 2, 3, 4. All right, that gives me enough points I can connect them to form my circle. All right, let's look at number 6. All right, here's the equation of our circle. We want to know what is the center. Remember, the center is a coordinate. It is a point. It has an x and a y value made up of the h and the k. So my center is going to be located at 1, 4. And my radius is going to be the square root of 36, which is 6. So I'm going to plot my center by going right 1 and up 4. Then using my radius, I can find the outer edge. So it is a distance of 6 from the center. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. I'm going to go up 6. Then I'm going to go left 6. And then I'm going to go down 6. Then connect all my points to form my circle.